Hey guys, I am back, and just like I promised in my last video, I am going to be showing all my like 70 subscribers, my idea for Springtrap in Dead by Daylight. I don't want to go too deep into this, so I'm just gonna be showing my idea for his perks, his power, his map, and his backstory. I might go into his stats. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. So, starting with let's start with his power. So, his power is called Empty Suit. Creative, I know. Around the map will spawn 4 empty Freddy suits. The suits' auras will be highlighted in yellow. If you carry a survivor to a suit, you can stuff said survivor into the suit. While a survivor is in a suit, they must complete constant skill checks. If a survivor fails a skill check, their time will shorten by a small margin. If a survivor dies in the suit, it will disappear. When a survivor is saved from a suit, they receive the Spring Lock status effect. When Springtrap looks at a suit, it will be highlighted in white. If the player then holds the special ability button, after a short startup, they will teleport to said suit. During the startup, all survivors will hear a static sound cue, no matter where they are on the map. Teleport function has a cooldown after use. Now you might have noticed me say survivors who were saved from the suits will be afflicted with spring locked. We're gonna talk about that a little later. Now that was his power. I honestly think it fits the character pretty well. It's supposed to resemble FNAF. One second you see him, look away for a second, and then you don't. And the static, all that stuff, the suits, it's supposed to represent the series as a whole. That's what I feel Springtrap would be in Dead by Daylight. He'd be like Min Min. He wouldn't be there to represent the character. He'd be there to represent the series. Now, I think it would be a good time to move on to his perks. Yeah, let's go do that. So, for his first perk, you're gonna notice I'm probably gonna put an image of everything all together on the screen. You're gonna notice that a couple of the perks are a little different from that image to the description, but still. We are going to start with Undead Pain. Now, where is it? There it is. So, the pain you feel fuels you. Upon hitting a survivor, gain a token of up to 3, 4, 5 tokens. Each token grants a movement speed bonus of 1.5, 2%. If the survivor has the endurance status effect, still gain a token. This one's fairly basic. You just get a movement speed bonus after downing, or shoot. I forgot to put that there, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, it's supposed to say upon hitting an injured survivor, gain a token. So this is pretty simple. Whenever you hit an injured survivor, down or force a metal a man or something, you get a token. Each token gives you a movement speed bonus. That's it. Moving on. So the next perk we're gonna talk about is, hold on, where is it? God damn it, I have to find it again. It's Murderous Instinct. So Your years of killing has forced you to notice certain patterns. I forgot to put the end there. See the auras of survivors within a 4, 8, 12 meter radius. Once again, pretty basic. Just see the auras of survivor within a small radius. Yeah. I feel like this could be pretty useful. Whenever you're in a chase and you lose a survivor, you can just do a quick look around and boom, you found them. It could be a little too good. They may have to shorten the range a bit. It's all if this were to get in the game, they would have to shorten the range a bit. It's all just, remember, this is all just for fun. Maybe OP, Springtrap may not even be able to get into DVD. I don't care. I'm just doing what I think would fit the character in Dead by Daylight. Yeah, moving on. Next perk we will be taking a look at is Spring Locked. I feel like this one's a little more interesting than the other two. On hook, down, hit, apply the Spring Locked status effect. Now, that's the second time you've heard me say that. You're probably wondering, the hell is the Spring Locked status effect? I shall now tell you. Spring Locked status effect. If survivor who is affected with the Spring Lock status effect is healed, the survivor who healed them is affected with the broken status effect until put into the dying state. That's what it is. I think it's a pretty unique status effect because you have a couple of perks, like 1 or 2, that affect survivors with the broken status effect. And there honestly needs to be more perks that affect survivors with status effects. I don't feel like there are enough of them. I'm pretty sure we don't even have a perk for every status effect. Whatever, that doesn't matter. Spring Locked status effect. Spring Locked. You can't really slightly, moderately, third thing that's more than moderately apply a Spring Lock status effect. Like, what, are they going to be double broken? So I just made it so the higher level your perk is, the earlier you apply it. If you just hit them while they're healed, then they'll get applied with it if it's level 3. If you down them, then they'll get applied with it if it's level 2. If you hook them, then it'll get applied with it if it's level 1. You get what I'm saying? Alright. Ability. No, not ability. We already went over his ability. Backstory. So, Springtrap's backstory. If you're a FNAF fan, you pretty much already know what this is. I tried to make a rough description of it that'll fit more into DVD. Yeah. So over 30 years ago, William Afton murdered 5 children and stuffed their bodies into the animatronic suits in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Years later, came back to destroy what he had created. After he had dismantled all 5 animatronics and freed their souls, the vengeful spirits of the kids he murdered chased him into a back room. In a sense of panic, he hid in a Spring Lock suit. He laughed as he thought he had won, but he was fatally wrong. He stopped laughing as he felt unbearable pain all over his body in less than an instant. The spring locks in the suit had malfunctioned. In a very short time, they killed him. Spirits left as the building became abandoned. 30 years later, the establishment was reopened as a horror attraction, but it soon burnt down. As William, now known as Springtrap, left the building, he was surrounded by thick fog. The suit and his corpse were never found, and now He definitely won't die. Jeez, I don't know what's wrong with my throat today. So yeah, I tried to put quite a bit of lore in there without putting too much in it and making it too confusing. It's pretty much just his storyline in FNAF. Nothing all too interesting. But what I think is pretty interesting is the next thing we're going to talk about, which is the map. So, a lot of people are saying that they think it's going to be Fazbear's Fright, which obviously it's going to be Fazbear's Fright, but they're saying it's going to be an indoor map. And I respectfully disagree. Main reason is Fazbear's Fright, it's too small. It couldn't be an indoor map. It would have to be partially outdoor, partially indoor, because you can't have a killer and 4 survivors in that small of a map. Survivors would die too fast. So I want to go with an approach where the map is in part of a small town, and one of the buildings in it is Fazbear's Fright. Obviously it's the same shape as it is normally. You'd go through, there would probably be like 1 or gens in it. It'd just be like part of a town and Fazbear's Fright in it. It would either be after the establishment was burnt down or while it was in business. Either way, I think it being an outdoor map with the building in it would be much cooler. And it'd be much funner for both killer and survivor too. And don't worry, there are no second stories for any survivors to crawl into. Oh crap. So, yeah, that's my idea for Springtrap and Dead by Daylight. I think, honestly, a crossover of FNAF and Dead by Daylight would just be so cool. I think he'd fit perfectly within the environment. We've never really had a non-sentient killer. Like, everything has been humanoid, Demogorgon, human. Everything's either been just a human or Demogorgon. So I think Springtrap would be super cool because he's technically an animatronic, technically a machine. So he'd fit. He'd add some pretty good contrast to the rest of the cast. It would also bring 2 amazing communities together, and it would up the player base for both games a lot. I think it's a great marketing tool and just great in general. I'd love to see Springtrap and DVD, and I really feel like we're gonna get them. And yeah, let me know what you thought of my character for DVD. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.